Okay. Nearly, Robbo, what are you doing there, mate?
Mate, what I'm doing, I have just confirmed my details for Project Connect, which the club has started this week. And it's about making sure that all our members have up-to-date details, and I'm just making sure that mine are there. See, confirm your details and you could win a $5,000...
Dear Mark, thank you. You've actually done it.
Yeah, there you go, dear Mark. And could you imagine...
If you won...
the absolute uproar if I win the $5,000 Webjet voucher?
You won. You'd hand it back, won't you?
I would have great pleasure in handing that to my wife. No.
No doubt. Make sure you do that.
There it is.
Update your details because you can win $5,000. Very good way for us to get your information, and you can win. This is great stuff. Now, I've got some great feedback from our supporters. They've been contacting me. They're wanting to ask you some questions. So I'll open it up to the supporters. Are you scared?
No, not scared. The reason I'm not scared is it's a good... this provides a great avenue, mate, just to give some feedback to the supporters and just answer some of their questions. Because as you know, some of the things that you hear and read are just not always...
Not always correct. Anne Betts asks, why aren't the players able to physically cope with 4 quarters of football?
Okay, my response to Anne would be that we're in a development coaching role, which means our side is young. For example, on the weekend, when we fielded our team against Port Adelaide and Darwin, we had an average games played of 55 games. So that one-off stat, I understand, to Anne doesn't mean anything. But if you look at the moment, the average game played for the top 4 teams in the competition is 92, and we're travelling at 55. Yeah. So what that means is that we simply don't have enough players that are physically ready to endure 4 quarters of AFL footy week after week after week. And we're getting there, but that's where we're at. And on the weekend, you know, there are always moments in a game that sort of fluctuate and the pendulum swings back and forth. And we had our opportunities, particularly in the third quarter. We had 18 inside 50s, and due to a couple of things, we were unable to put enough pressure on them from a scoreboard point of view. And also, they managed to stay in the game with few inside 50s in that quarter because we didn't have enough pressure on their ball carrier. So my answer to Anne would be, look, that point of view, we can do it, but it's with a very young group, it's very difficult to get.
Pleasing sign is that it's happening. It's happening. It just hasn't panned out for 4 quarters, so they can do it. Moving forward, it's going to be good. Don't you worry about that. Well done, Anne. That was a ripping question. Matt Chiswell asks, any plans to recruit an elite midfielder during trade week?
Okay, so what I'll say to Matt is that this season, the AFL have provided all clubs with the opportunity to alter their list. Now, we know that lists change. Everyone's list will change at the end of the year, and that's the fact of the competition. Now, we have got free agency, we've got trading, and we've got drafting, same as every other club. Now, we're working particularly hard and having a look at all those 3 areas as a way to get the best out of that for the Melbourne Footy Club. And we certainly have some areas that we've identified as crucial. And we will be, we'll be altering our list, and with that, we might get a couple of mature age players and a couple of young players. But there are 3 avenues, and we're fortunate that we're coming into a period where we believe that can benefit us.
So fair to say you'll be active trade week.
Yeah, we plan to be, but again, we're not going to just go and be active for the sake of being active. Right. If we bring people to the Melbourne Football Club, it will be to fill specific roles.
Beautiful. Well done, Matt. Brad Elder asks 2 more questions for you.
Sure.
My question is regarding the forward 50. We've been struggling all year, only highlighted with more entries this week than the opposition. Is it the cattle in the forward line or the delivery, and what are the coaches doing to address this?
Sure. Again, Brad, we're really pleased with the improvement in our offensive ball movement post the bye. In fact, if you look at last week, for example, we had the 5th most number of inside 50s for the round, and since the bye, we're actually ranked 8th for the amount of time we're getting the footy. And so that puts us in a fair position. We're also ranked since the bye. We're also ranked 7th for the ability to get a rebound 50 and get it inside 50. So that's a significant improvement. Clearly, when you get 55 inside 50s, we want to be generating more than 16 shots of goal. Yep. So it's a combination. On the weekend, we felt it was a combination of some of the decisions going inside 50, some of the skill execution. Added to that, Port Adelaide found a way, particularly in that third quarter, to put a number of our inside 50s under pressure. But we certainly are looking for more from our forwards you know, we had more from just a competitive point of view. I feel a little bit for Jared Rivers. He's 192 centimetres and he's a key defender. But we're really asking him, just because of the status of our list and a few other things due to unavailabilities, we're asking Jared to go down and really play as a 200 centimetre forward, which is difficult. We certainly need the ability to give Jared a bit of a hand. We need, there's no doubt, we need another forward to stand up and be a reasonable hit-up target, and we need a couple of forwards to stand up and give us a strong contest in the air. There's no doubt about that.
Marks and shots on. Beautifully asked, and keep those questions coming in, supporters. Really, really good. Some future reporters for the Herald Sun there, I reckon. Now,
well, no, I'd say they're just really good Melbourne supporters that see the game. And it's terrific to hear them, because the supporters, they see what we see. And, you know...
Call it as it is.
Yeah, and it's good. Anyway, righto, move on.